This is the Hyundai Grandeur Calligraphy. Yeah, that's the name of the variant, the top variant. It is codenamed GN7. Why? Grandeur. GN7 means 7th generation. As soon as I unlock the car, look at this. There's this light animation which happens, which is kind of cool, obviously. I'm straight away going to keep this unlock button pressed, and as soon as I do that, the rear curtain blinds will first fall and then the windows will drop down. Yeah, the sunroof does not open though. However, if I lock the car and I keep this button pressed, I can actually turn on the car. Yes, the car is on right now. There, it's turned on. And now using these side buttons, it's time to actually move the car a bit behind. Yes, it has got this remote parking feature as well. Look at the car go. Isn't this absolutely phenomenal? Yeah, this is there in a lot of Hyundai cars. I've shown it to you with the Ioniq 5 as well as the 5N, and even the Tucson has this feature, I believe, abroad. So yeah, that's a very nice and funky feature. Anyways, let's lock the car and hopefully there's some light animation which happens. Why is it taking its own sweet time? The indicators are very low down somehow. That's not the best place for the indicator to be in. Okay, I think the car is still on. I have to turn the car off, so let's do that. I've come into park, car is turned off. Hyundai's typical sound comes in there, and let's unlock the car. Come on, show me the light animation. There, beautiful, absolutely fantastic. Problem is that it's raining, and because it's raining, I think I should just close the windows. But before that, let me show you frameless doors. That looks so damn freaking awesome. Yeah, isn't that super duper cool? Absolutely wow. And now the windows will not roll up because I've opened the hood of the vehicle. So straight away, let's see what powers this car. Gas struts, orange high voltage cabling, because this is a hybrid. It says hybrid here. Smart Stream G. And there is the air intake of the vehicle. There's insulation there. It's very silent, so you can't really hear a thing as such. Let's shut this. Blinkers in the DRL itself, so that's absolutely fantastic. You get this massive grille. The grille is like huge. Look at the grille, it's like crazy big. I think I should actually turn on the car, roll up all the windows. Flush door handles, so yeah, they pop in and out. That is kind of cool. So let me quickly turn on the vehicle, and straight away let's roll all the windows because there's a lot of water. Obviously we have that sound effect which comes to tell you that the car is on at the moment. I mean, when the car turns on, you have that sound effect as well, which is actually quite cool. Let's do the wipers test straight away. Lot of spray, very fast wiper. Let's turn on the indicator too. Getting in and out is the only difficulty of sedans. It says Grandeur here. By the way, this car is also known as the Azera. Okay, and automatic wipers, indicator functioning there. Nice LED DRL. People are like, tube light hai varna pe. Honestly, when Tesla does it, however, people just troll Hyundai for no reason because this car actually looks phenomenal. I love the design of the car. Like I was telling you, massive grille. Look at this. Even the bumper has grills. That is the radar. There's a camera here. The main lights are placed right here, lower down. And it's just a lot of metal and a lot of elegance because of the size of this vehicle. This is more than 5 meters in terms of length. The wheelbase is almost 2.9 meters. And this is the key of the vehicle. The new Hyundai key. Unlock the car, lock the car, sound the horn, and this is to turn on the vehicle. And using these two buttons, you can move the car ahead and behind, and this is to open the trunk of the vehicle. Now let's quickly look at the tires, because these are massive tires. 245, 40, 20 is the size of the wheels. Beautiful design. 6 parking sensors at the front, because obviously remote parking needs so many parking sensors, ultrasonic sensors. You've got multiple cameras there. One is actually the dash cam, one is for lane keep assist, and there's a rain sensor as well. Here also you get a camera because it gets 360-degree parking camera, obviously. And notice how the windows are completely tinted here. Look at the quarter glass here. Now, getting into the rear can be a bit of a task because obviously it is low and how. In terms of space, there's good amount of legroom. There's good amount of under thigh support as well. Actually decent. And headroom is also adequate enough. It has got acoustic control. It mentions here. Yes, so that sound doesn't come inside. Height adjustable seat belt. There is actually a hook here. Says airbag right there. And you can move the headrest like this. That's easy. It's not what you think. And there's a light placement here on the top. Now it has got magazine style holders here, but legroom could be better. No problem. It has got the boss mode. Using this button, I can move the seat ahead. All electronic control. Yeah, if I press this button now, there I can put the seat back into position as well. There's a small hump here. 2 USB-C charging sockets, AC vents at the rear, and here there are some controls because the center armrest actually has audio control buttons with a proper physical rotary dial for the volume controller. You get cup holders here. You got some storage space here as well, and then you can access the boot from here, which is good. Center passenger gets a proper headrest too. See how it is scooped out for your head. Panoramic sunroof, but you know, it could have been extended a bit more further, and it's got plenty of airbags as well. Look at the color treatment here. We have got beige, we have got brown, and there's a beautiful mix of colors. And I just press this button and there goes the sunblind. It's an electric sunblind, which is fantastic, but the seats get the heating function. Yeah, there is no ventilation at the rear. Instead, it gets heating here. Bose sound system, audio quality is also phenomenal. So it's a very spacious car in that sense, and obviously you get ISOFIX child seat mounts, a soft pillow here, and it says calligraphy right there. This is not a Hyundai. This is actually a Genesis with the level of comfort it has to offer. No, soft closed door function is not there. I have to manually shut the door. Now coming to the rear of the car, again the design is carried forward because obviously it looks so damn hot. Very less elements, lot of body, lot of metal, phenomenal. 6 parking sensors. The reverse light is a bit low down here. The indicator gets a dynamic swipe function. There is the exhaust of the vehicle, and you get it on both the sides. The problem here is, how do you even open the boot? Can you see any button? No, right? Notice the color here and notice the color here. You press this button and there opens the boot. So it's a hidden boot release button, which is crazy. The boot is also big enough, but forget having a spare wheel or a tire inflator. You only get a fire extinguisher here, which is kind of quirky. Rear seats do not recline, but you get the warning triangle there, and it is powered. The boot is powered. So you press a button and there it shuts. There's actually a camera here. So what a beautiful car. Yeah, honestly, I'm spellbound. I love sedans. I absolutely love sedans. So I obviously love this car as well. Fuel goes in right here. So this is actually the hybrid. However, you also get a non-hybrid version, which obviously has a lot more displacement. It says Grandeur here. What is this button? If I press this button, I come into zero gravity mode, wherein the weight of your body spreads out evenly to make you feel like an astronaut. Yeah, that's how it works. So let me just put the seat back into position. Both the front seats have this feature, I believe. And now we are back into position. The car is shut off because battery power, obviously. Door pockets are not that big as such. Beautiful play of colors, memory seats as well, and metal switches, fantastic. Electric parking brake, 12-volt battery reset, traction control, and this is obviously to open the trunk, headlight leveler, and this is the fuse box. You get a dead pedal as well, and it says airbag right there. Yes, it has got a knee airbag too, which is actually kind of crazy, but that's kind of expected. Seats are very nice, very comfortable, can be adjusted in a multitude of ways as well. You can adjust the lumbar too if you want, which brings me to the fantastic interior of this car, because there are a lot of screens. Yeah, the blind view monitor is on at the moment. Let me turn off the indicator, and let me also turn off the air conditioning because it's a bit chilly as such. It says calligraphy there. Look at the ambient lighting, looks beautiful. The glove box is actually decent size and beautifully lined here as well. Meanwhile, a lot of storage. There's storage space here, there's storage space below there as well. There's a light there, there's a 12-volt charging socket too, and this thing slides ahead and behind. Cup holders, if you put into position, you can actually move it. How do you move it? I'll show it to you. Press push and there it opens. That's nice. A wireless charging pad has been given, and this is there in Indian cars as well, the Hyundai Indian cars. So basically you can switch from connecting the car to just charging it. So connection via Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and obviously it's wireless as well. UVC is basically the UV light, which actually sterilizes stuff you keep there. So it could be your keys, it could be your phone, it could be anything. And the steering doesn't have the Hyundai logo. Instead, it has 4 dots for the Morse code, which says H. Morse code mein this 4 dot means Hyundai actually. There's a heads-up display which is absolutely beautiful, which I'll show you when driving the car. So that is 12-inch in size. This is 10.25 inch. This is 12.25, no, 12.3 inch, 12.3 inch. So it's like a one single unit, which actually makes it technically 12.3 plus 12.3 is 24.6 inch. Fantastic quality. Auto-dimming mirror. This has a light, and this obviously extends as well, which is nice. Lot of physical switches here. So let's open the sunroof. And there it's opening. It brings in a lot of airiness in a very airy cabin. So that opens, and that's the maximum it opens. The water is dropping inside, so we'll just shut it for the moment. Look at this treatment here. The play of colors is really nice, and then the sunblind is also open, which I did not want to open. I mean close, but yeah, it also closed. I don't know why, but it is what it is. So sedans are so beautiful. Firstly, this is an electric steering. You can adjust it electrically. Proper physical buttons on the steering wheel. So here you can make a lot of changes. Again, this is very typical of Hyundai because they give such things in most of their cars. So you can change a lot of stuff here. Yeah, look at that. This is actually very much like other Hyundai cars. And then the thing is that you can also change from the tacho to the power and torque meter here, which is also kind of nice. And this is actually the fingerprint sensor. So yeah, you put your finger here and then you can retrieve your settings from the car which you have already stored. You get paddles, you get this gas selector, which no comments, wiper control and headlight control, get paddle shifters too. Again, this clusters lights colors can be changed by simply pressing a button, because when you change the drive mode, this also changes. Now this screen is the usual Hyundai screen. Okay, just move from here and it's slick to browse. There's a lot of information. There's in-car payment, which I'll show you when driving the car, because I'm obviously going to pass toll booths as well. That's known as the high pass, with which highway pass, wherein it shows you what tolls you have paid in this car, what is the usage and all that things. It's super easy to browse. You have all the information. You have a manual, you have obviously onboard diagnostics, you have maps, which actually work really nicely here, because in Korea Google Maps don't work because non-Korean companies are not allowed to do live tracking. There's a built-in camera which I was talking about, this dash cam. So here you can record stuff if you want. It takes a bit of time to load, but here see, saved a lot of things. Unable to record while using built-in cam. I don't know what it means, but yes, you can record a lot of things. So now your car has become a webcam as well. And here you obviously have the AC controls. So steering heating is obviously there. Seat ventilation as well as heating is also given here, which is nice. And then you can change the way you want to see the modes. So you can turn on the camera from here. Now this is the parking camera. Okay, there are multiple modes here, and there it spins. It doesn't show the sunroof here, but yes, that's actually a very slick camera. Multiple views for the cameras, parking sensors are there. All those things are obviously there in this car. So it's definitely very loaded, and something you would expect. So some of the controls have been given here, and then dual zone climate control, air conditioning system here. You can turn on seat heating and ventilation from here. So it's a nice thing they have done this Audi style system of having another screen. Someone from Hyundai obviously is from Audi now. Like someone from Audi came to Hyundai, so that's one of the reasons why it is the way it is. But honestly, driving a sedan is the most fun. More than all the features and tech, it's about the driving experience. So let's go. Before that, look at this Bose tweeter. Wow, amazing. And now we are driving this car, which means first things first, turn off the air conditioning. Where is the button? Here is the button. We change the drive mode. The button is actually here. So different things in different cars, and off we go. It does not push you back into the seat. It just is such a smooth pickup, because this car is actually a hybrid. It's a 1.6 liter turbo engine. It's known as the GDI. It has got HEV, which is hybrid electric drive, which is actually known as the e-motion. So the engine is producing 180 horsepower and 265 Newton meters. The motor, the electric motor, that's producing 60 horsepower and a torque output of 264 Newton meters. The combined output is 265 Newton meters of torque, but power is 230 PS. The result is absolutely smooth performance. And right now we are on the Bandra early ceiling. I don't know why I'm driving on the wrong side of the road here, with the steering also being on the wrong side. But this is a very smooth car. In fact, it's also very efficient because it's a hybrid. So claimed fuel efficiency happens to be 18 kilometers per liter. You can also get it with a 3.5 liter V6 engine, which makes 300 horsepower, which obviously is the engine of choice if you want sound, if you want a more emotive drive experience. Now in terms of performance, it's smooth, it's refined, but it's all about efficiency here. That's the reason you don't hear much, because it's the electric motor which is taking care of things. And here you can obviously see what is the charge like, what's the power consumption and all. And when I change the drive mode, I can feel that the power dulls a bit in eco drive mode. So there's eco, there's sport, and there's my drive, which also lets you configure a few things. So what all changes here when you obviously press this button? Well, it changes the steering feel a bit, and it also changes the engine response. Now this one has a 6-speed automatic gearbox. You've got paddle shifters, which are not that useful, because honestly it doesn't make much of a difference when you change gears here. However, the 3.5 liter V6 engine is actually having an 8-speed gearbox. So that's obviously the better engine. However, this is more efficient, and this is the engine which most people will like because of its efficiency, comfort, silence and refinement. In terms of refinement, this car is super refined. It's super smooth. You can't hear a thing. And the steering is not very responsive. There's a little body roll as well, in spite of this being a sedan, because the battery weighs a lot. And that's the reason why this car weighs 1800 kgs, which is a lot of weight. You can't hear a thing. That's how smoothly this car picks up, because the powertrain is so silent. You can hear a bit of the road noise here, but overall insulation is actually fantastic here. So How is the ride quality? Well, it's a sedan, so obviously it rides beautifully well. But this has got something known as predictive gearing system, wherein it is paired to the navigation system and it's able to understand when and how to shift gears to just reduce the number of gear shifts in this car. And that's one of the major reasons why you don't even hear the gearbox at all. So I think smoothness, refinement and all are what have been prioritized here. But there's a fun thing about the Grandeur. It is actually not sold as the Grandeur in other parts of the world. It's known as the Azera. However, the Azera has been discontinued in multiple markets. So largely it's sold in Korea, it's sold in the Middle East, I think, but it's no longer sold in the US. And that's a fun story why it's not sold in the US. So with the last generation model, they discontinued the car for the reason which will actually surprise you. They did not want this car to cannibalize sales of Genesis, because Genesis being a new brand, obviously the focus is to make a brand rather than sell more cars individually. So they decided to kill the Azera in the US market. That's not the only reason. There's another reason, which is obviously they did not want to cannibalize the Sonata. Sonata is obviously a very popular car for Hyundai, and it obviously sells dime a dozen in the United States of America, because that segment, Sonata, Camry, and Octavia are not there in the US, but no, Superb actually, they're not there in the US, but they're again very popular cars as such. So that's another reason why they actually killed the Azera there. However, the main reason and the major reason why a brand kills a car is poor sales. Sedans obviously not selling that well, SUVs taking over. Nobody wanted such a big fat sedan, although it's extremely comfortable, very refined, good to drive, great ride quality as well, and looks absolutely stunning, yet it just could not sell. This is actually the 7th generation. The first 2 generations will make you laugh because they were not even Hyundai models. They were rebadged Mitsubishis. Yes, Mitsubishi's Debonair sedan was actually rebadged by Hyundai as the Grandeur, and they did it because Hyundai was a very young company back in the day when they actually launched this car. It was, I think, 1970s or something of that sort. That time they were just 19 years young, and that's why they decided that, let's just pick up cars from Mitsubishi and rebadge it. So this rebadging and badge engineering has been going on since like forever. Things are so advanced in this car, it will actually surprise you. So we are crossing a toll booth right now, and because we have some system in the car which will automatically deduct the toll, we don't have to slow down at all. I'm just driving past at whatever speeds I want, and there. Okay, enough now, shut up. So basically she's saying that they've deducted 5,500 won, which happens to be, I think, I don't know, the currency is weird. I can't really understand it, but it auto deducts it, and it's the in-car system which actually tells you when all this has happened, and it works super damn smoothly. You don't even realize when it's deducted. I think the system is coming to India. We have FASTag, which doesn't work that flawlessly well, but here it works in a different league altogether. Now coming across a corner, you don't feel the length of the car because the steering is light and easy, very easy car to maneuver. So you never ever feel the weight, you never feel the size. It's a big car, it's a huge car. This is Mercedes E-Class level in terms of size, and this is not coming to India, unfortunately. However, if it is launched in India now, you can get E-Class levels of comfort at C-Class level, C-Class pricing, which is like absolutely phenomenal. And because it's a Hyundai, it has the usual informatics and beautiful blind view monitor and all those things. And look at the heads-up display. You can see that it's so bright, it's so amazing. The navigation system works phenomenally well. In India, we are only restricted to Google Maps because nothing else really works. The in-car systems or the maps and the navigation, they do not work at all. But here it works phenomenally well, and Hyundai's maps are like phenomenal. Look at that. It exactly tells you where you need to turn. So you can never ever miss a turn or go wrong in terms of where you have to go, because it's so clear, precise, and guides you beautifully well. When you have to take a turn, it obviously pops out from here to tell you now is the time to actually turn. And look at this, amazing. I think this car is way too refined. It's like proper luxury car. Can you imagine? You can call this the big super big daddy of the Hyundai Verna, because over the Verna we don't have any sedans. Remember, there was a time when we had the Elantra, we had the Sonata, we had so many models, but unfortunately now we have none. We just have the Verna, which also is unfortunately not doing well, because in our country, sedans, not only in our country but everywhere else also, sedans have losing their sheen, and they're telling me rear cross traffic alert as well. So much information in the heads-up display, so clear, so precise. This car is actually Hyundai's flagship sedan. It sits above the Sonata, and it's available with both front-wheel drive as well as all-wheel drive, and it's pouring cats and dogs right now. And look at the wipers working super aggressively. It actually shows you a range of almost 700 kilometers on one full tank of fuel. That is the level of efficiency they have achieved with hybrid powertrain, which is absolutely amazing. And they also have something called torque vectoring. So basically, it obviously applies brakes on the inside wheels to ensure that there's optimum traction while cornering. And why is this guy behaving as if he's in India right now? Anyways guys, this is my video of the Hyundai Azera or the Grandeur. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. That's a like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye. I don't know what is happening aage. Oh, we need to go ahead, but there's a lot of traffic. ऐसा लग रहा है सीपी की गली में आ गए. Kia also has a version of this car. It's called as the K8, which was known as the Cadenza earlier. Now they changed the name to just K8.